Hello, and welcome back to Who You'd, an unofficial Doctor Who watch along podcast. My name is Ben, and I'm here with my co host Cam. Today, we are talking about the second serial of season 24, Paradise Towers. But
Ooh,
before we get into the episode, how you doing today, Cam?
doing good. Doing pretty good. I got my Steam controller
Ooh,
order placed after just this week. I don't know if you saw they did like everyone that did I forget what's called. Like they put a request in. You could put like a request in if you wanted one,
yeah.
and they gave you like the time frame of when your request would get processed. And a lot of people got like 2027 or they got September.
Oof.
And I was one of the people that got September. And I was like, ah, crap. I'm gonna have to wait all the way till September to get this thing. And who knows if anyone want it by the time September rolls around. And then today I got the email saying, hey, do you want to order your Steam controller? And I said, you know what? I want to order my Steam controller
Cool.
because the
It,
idea of having a wireless gaming PC controller that's hassle free and just works sounds amazing.
does it just work?
It's supposedly because of the puck. Also, as someone who owns a Steam Deck, I would get more advantage out of it as well when I use my Steam Deck on my TV if I want to play like indie games or old games on my TV.
Oh, there's that, yeah. If you use the dock.
Yeah. How are you doing today, Ben?
Uh, I am fine. Quiet day at the movie theater.
Mm,
Not much really going on in my life. Still just listening to Beatles
mm,
and watching One Piece.
mm. Where are
And
you on One Piece?
I am on episode 695.
Out of what? Not what are they up to now?
Like 1160.
Okay, so you passed the halfway mark.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it worth it so far?
Yeah. It's
Just yeah.
yeah.
That's not enthusiastic. Like, oh yeah, this time commitment has been really worth it.
No, it's an amazing story that I love
Mm,
very much.
mm.
All wonderful characters. Maybe if I had read the manga, I might like it in a different way.
Yeah.
I mean, the anime, the big problem is the pacing,
Yeah, I've heard that the pacing is
where
really rough.
there's like times where like, oh, yeah, not a lot happens this episode. It takes 10 episodes to get up this hill, and that kind of sucks. But then there's times like, okay, literally nothing has happened for 3 minutes. We're just looking at people's faces as they stand
Yeah.
there dramatically.
Yeah.
No, I'm just waiting for something to
No, I saw
happen.
an example of like a fight scene, and the fight scene was like the most like, oh, they just it was like a freeze frame almost that there was like the most like least animated action sequence possible.
Yeah.
Where like if you read in a manga, it would be different because you're like, all right, here's the 5 panels, but they just replicated the 5 panels on the
When they have to stretch
animation.
that 5 panels into 20 minutes, that's where we
Yeah,
get the problems.
yeah.
Um, Even despite that, it's really good.
Mm,
If I'd read the manga, it would be better pacing, but
yeah,
also, I don't know. It is a time commitment, and maybe having invested 1,000 hours versus I could have read it in 30.
yeah,
I'm more invested than I would have been otherwise. I don't know.
yeah. Maybe.
I'm just chipping it away at it like 1 or 2 episodes a day.
But it's pretty it's like a faithful adaptation, so you could theoretically go from one to the other, right?
Oh yeah, there's
Because like
no
people have watched the anime, caught up to the manga, and said no, well, watched the anime, caught up to the anime, and then moved on to the manga and went to like where the manga is at because the manga is ahead.
yeah, you
I've
100% could do
heard
that.
people do that.
There's like in terms of like purely original filler,
Yeah.
Very, very small amount. Most of it is like prior to like the 300 episode mark.
Mm.
Um, where there'll be like, you know, 10 episodes here, 4 episodes there of filler.
When
But at
is it
this
gonna
point,
end?
it's all
It's gonna end soon, right? That's what I thought I heard.
we're in we're in the final stages. The end is in sight. It may be 5 years, it may be two, but we're approaching at the end.
Mm. It seems like we're kind of peak fever, though. I feel like there was a big fever like 3 years ago, or not even 3 years. It was like 2 years
Like
ago.
the
We're like we're
pandemic.
peak. We're like peak. No, it was like a couple years after the pandemic. It was like, oh wow, this is like people are really talking about this nonstop.
Yeah. We've had a couple hiatuses
Yeah.
and we were in I don't know. The I don't really know. But we're moving away from year round. We have to be in a new episode every single week, year after year after year. Now they're saying, okay, we're going to scale it back. We're going to do
Mm.
like half the year and then take a break so that one, hopefully the pacing is better. I'm not caught up obviously, so I don't
Yeah, of
know. The
course.
pacing should be better. It should be more animated and nicer.
Yeah.
They can spend more time on it.
Hmm.
Twice the amount of time. So I will look forward to that. But
Yeah.
it's still good.
Just like you'd be looking forward to more Doctor Who.
Yes. Do you
Oh.
think at this point we know? I mean, maybe at this point they'll have found someone, but as of June 21st,
Mm.
2026, we still the fate of Doctor Who. It's up for tender.
Well,
Someone will
you
probably
you
do
said
it.
we're still like Ben. It's only been sorry to break it to you, it's only been like a week.
Yeah.
It's not that haven't been that long.
Do you think we'll catch up before there's new Who?
There's a good chance because again, this could be like a 5 year thing.
Because we'll probably
Um,
catch up in I don't know 2 or 3 years. But Paradise Towers was
yes,
broadcast October 5th through October 26th, 1987 on BBC One. This was written by Stephen Wyatt,
yes,
who will go on to write The Greatest Show in the Galaxy next season.
I love that episode.
That's a good sign. This was directed by Nicholas Mallet,
Mm.
maybe Mallet, I don't know, who previously did The Mysterious Planet and will go on to do The Curse of Fenric. Mysterious Planet, do you think that was I mean it's kind of a not good story,
No,
but the direction do you think was
it was
interesting?
pretty unmemorable. But Action and Curse of Fenric is really good.
I will again look forward to that. And this was produced by John Nathan Turner. Any noteworthy behind the scenes?
No, just this is the first one where like Andrew Cotmail a has involvement with the script.
I do
And
believe
commissions this.
I do believe this was another story that wasn't specifically written for the Seventh Doctor, but they
Interesting. Maybe I
slotted
was
him
wrong.
in.
Oh yeah, the script. Sorry, yeah, I was wrong. So yeah, it's the script was written before Sylvester McCoy was cast, and Stephen Wyatt was given McCoy's audition tape as a guide. Um, so maybe Andrew Cotmere didn't, but he must have had more involvement than this than Time in the Rani, I would imagine.
Presumably.
Oh yeah, no, it says right here in the TARDIS wiki that Stephen Wyatt was hired because John Nathan Turner and Andrew Cotmere liked his television plays clause. So I assumes that yeah, he was fully involved in this one. Ben, give us a synopsis.
So, from the Doctor Who Classic YouTube channel, the Doctor and Mel arrive at Paradise Towers, a once beautiful residential complex now in a degenerate state of decay. Lurking in the corridors are killer cleaning machines, while deep in the basement lies a deadly secret. Can the Doctor unite the factions against their common enemy before it's too late? Ooh.
Do, do, do.
So, Cam, what did you think of Paradise Towers for your first watch?
Yeah, so I'm going watching it this first time. I wasn't like too thrilled to watch this episode, to be frank. It was one where I'm like, oh, okay, what am I getting myself into? And I liked Paradise Towers. Um, it doesn't have like the best like reception in terms of the fandom, but it has its defenders, and I can definitely understand why people defend Paradise Towers. There's stuff here that is pretty enjoyable, and it is a fun story overall. Where sometimes it doesn't work is maybe the production stuff of like maybe if this was produced better, it would work better. Like if like the robots, the killer robots, if they looked more convincing and threatening, maybe
They're
that
so
would
unthreatening.
be better. But that's kind of the charm is also that they're so cute. Like the whole scene of when Mel, of course, the iconic scene where Mel gets killed, not killed, but attacked in the pool
If only.
by like the little cute yellow robot. It's like it's kind of charming. That's a cute little robot. Or like the scene of like where like the foot is hanging off of the one robot. It's like it's kind of a charm that it looks bad, you know. Um, and like all of the characters that we meet are very fun, and what the story does really well is world building, where I feel like sometimes the in the past couple of seasons the world building hasn't been that great. In this story in particular, it feels like a really fleshed out world that we see all these different factions that's living in this place,
Yeah.
and it feels like they've been thought and care put into it rather than just this is what the story this is the story and this is what I wrote, instead of like actually thinking about the world and the settings and the place. I also think that I might like this more just because we just the nature of the show. We talked about this sometimes, how like us watching it in order is going to have a different experience than somebody that's just picking it out of a couple of random DVDs. Um, Coming off of all of Eric Sayward Doctor Who and going into this, it's very different from Eric Sayward Doctor Who.
Mm.
In terms of tone in particular, it's more campy than like Vengeance on
Yeah.
Varys. But yeah, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I liked it. I think there's some really interesting ideas here. With this like dystopian society and the remnants of like this resort. It is most interesting on paper than in execution.
Yeah.
Like one thing seeing on the wiki, uh, noteworthy example is the character of Pex, who is
Mm,
envisioned as this like I don't know, like Schwarzenegger kind of character, really buff, tough, uh, but who is not bright. But
yeah.
instead we get this kind of really earnest, normal guy who I never
I feel bad for him. He's
or
like
really he's not that funny and he's not that
yeah.
likable.
Do you
I
not
just
feel a
I
little
have
bit bad for him? He's a misfit in this world, Ben. Nobody
is he
likes
though?
him.
I don't know. He fits into a role
Yeah.
that just to kind of start. Really interesting. I feel like it kind of strays from it towards the end, but there's this interesting idea I feel like we have here of like everybody is kind of stuck in their role.
Yeah.
Like
You have the
w-
Kings.
yes, we have the Kangs who have this very specific role that they can't stray from, and
So the three ones are the Kings, the old ones, and the caretakers.
or the Resis. Oh, that's the
Yeah.
old ones, and then
Yeah.
Pex, who has his canned line of like, "I fight for justice," whatever it is. Where I don't know, it almost feels a little bit like a parody.
Oh no, no. Paradise Towers has camp.
Yes.
Like camp up the wazoo. And your liking this story is going to be determined if you can get on its wavelength in terms
Yeah.
of its use of camp or not. Um, there's definitely a word in this where it's not campy and it's played straight, and that production wise, um, like if this was created in like the new series, right? They would have still kept some of the camp stuff, but like it would have been played much more straight. But because this is the 80s Doctor Who produced by John Nathan Turner, it has that camp element to it.
Yeah.
Like I was saying before, like with like the robots being a little bit cute and but then also it is in the script too because like remember the lead caretaker is talking to the machine and it's like call me daddy. It's like
Yeah.
it's
This
it is self-aware of how campy and stupid
yeah.
it is.
A lot less humor than I might have been expecting. It's
Yeah,
it's not serious, but maybe it's earnest.
the ideas are serious but the characters aren't.
Yeah.
Like those two Rezzies that kidnap Mel, and then like
The
that they
cannibals.
just at first they're just like, yeah, oh, how little sweet little child you are, and then of course the second part two cliffhanger is them being like, we're gonna kill you and eat you.
Did you clock that they were cannibals immediately?
I did not.
Really? It was
Maybe I
some
just was not
not
paying
subtle
attention.
foreshadowing.
I probably was not just paying attention.
I think I put two and two together, like, when they're first you first see them, they're sitting in front of a pile of bones, and it's like, "What could they be eating? What has that much meat in this society?"
Yeah, that we have seen no we have seen no animals whatsoever.
Yes, aside from a rat.
Yeah.
Those aren't rat bones.
By those two women are fantastic in this story,
Yes,
and like again,
but they
it
knew the
brings
assignment.
it does it is that camp element to it of these sweet little ladies that are evil,
Yes.
and then the way even like to before we get off of them, like the way they die with like the big robot hand just clapping at them, and just go ah, it's all very campy.
What to talk about first? Mel?
All right, she's definitely. I think this is her best episode so far.
Really?
Just because the other episodes I've been bored to tears every single time it's a Mel led scene. In this episode, I was not bored to tears when it was a Mel scene. Maybe that's just a showcase of the episode being actually good this time around and not being Terror of the Voids or Time of the Rani.
I was I was still pretty bored. I was
Really?
still like her running around the station with Pex. I just I want the doctor. Give me the doctor. I
Yeah.
don't care about this girl. She's with the doctor even less than she is last story. So I still don't know what their relationship dynamic is.
No.
Aside from like I was just rewatching like the beginning of the episode, he's like vaguely dismissive of what she wants, and that's the most I can really say. Um I feel like she's just not smart here. Like
How dare you?
she
Did you know she's a computer programmer, Ben?
sure, but like between the ladies and then like the pool, she's always like trying to convince herself despite all the crazy shit that's happened that things are perfectly normal. I'm just gonna lay by this pool. This is completely normal. There's nothing that could possibly happen. And I don't know. She's was making some questionable decisions
Yeah.
and screaming a lot, and I
But that's just who
still
Mel is, Ben. You're asking a tiger to change its spots, like
then maybe I just don't like Mel. I don't know. She's just still
Are you looking forward for her coming back, Ben?
she's just still nothing. There's no barely any character traits I can ascribe to her other than
Well,
she's a
she's a
woman
screamer.
who screams a lot, and she's a computer programmer with a photographic memory, which neither of those come into play this story. So she's just a woman who's there. Where's the
She likes to
doctor? I
poop. She
gotta
likes to
find
go
the
in a pool.
doctor. I want to go swimming. Where's the pool? "Oh, well, yeah, sure, I'll stay for tea. Oh, I feel so much better now. Oh, I
I don't know.
really must be going."
It's again, it's one of those stories where like you don't think about it too much because it's not really meant for that. It's meant for you just to go like, isn't this dumb and isn't this silly and funny?
I think the Doctor actually has way better chemistry with, like, the Kings here. I really liked their interactions.
Yeah, but like I would say, if we were going to move on to the Seventh Doctor, it's like the Seventh Doctor is this is a great showcase for the Seventh Doctor of like, especially season 24 Seventh Doctor,
Yeah.
because of course he doesn't stay like this, but like he, automatically I'm just like, oh, I like this guy. Where the second episode, Attack of the Cybermen, to Colin Baker, like I think you were still like, I don't know about this guy that second episode, but
Yes.
the second episode of Sylvester McCoy, you're kind of like, oh no, this guy is the Doctor already from the second episode. You're like, I buy this guy being the Doctor.
100%. Yeah, he is a very doctor-like doctor,
Yeah.
which the
Probably helps
last
that he is so much like Patrick Troughton in this
yeah,
first season.
a little less funny this time,
Yeah.
more analytical and diplomatic,
Yeah.
but still very, very enjoyable to watch. I really like, his bonds that he forms with Fire Escape and the rest of the Kangs,
Yeah.
and he becomes this kind of unifying force that, towards the end, all the factions rally around. We gotta,
Yes. Which
uh
Colin Baker, the Sixth Doctor, could never.
no, he could not.
Imagine the Sixth Doctor in this story. The Sixth Doctor with the story, everyone would be dead by the end of this story.
This would definitely be a high kill count.
Perry would have probably got eaten. Like it would have been bad.
That's one thing I can appreciate from Mel is, like, we're moving
It's not sexually
away.
abused every episode.
Yes, not even, like, sexually abused, but she's just, like I mean, she's pretty, but she's not, like, a sexual object in the
Yeah.
story. I mean, she might did she give someone a little kiss?
But it's not. It's when we're comparing to
Like,
Perry. It's not. It's completely.
yes,
It is the complete opposites.
completely. More wholesome and friendly,
Yeah.
I will say.
No, it's childish. Like this story is also childish. It's similar to the last episode I was saying, where like you could imagine this. This is definitely an episode where it's more caters to a younger demographic. Even though I
Yeah,
think this one is better because it still it has that Doctor Who ness element to it of like it has that childishness, but also there is something really dark and twisted underneath that.
it's a good level of violence where, like, a kid is gonna be invested, and the darker elements are there enough where a kid
It's
is
gonna
gonna be
scare them a bit.
intrigued,
Yeah.
but not enough where the parents are gonna turn off the TV. Yeah, I'm surprised, going back to the Doctor, how much I still don't feel like I 100% grasp his unique qualities, but I
Hmm.
already like him quite a bit.
Yeah.
He just is a likable personality.
Yeah, but it's also it's so weird just because he is a doctor that changes so much.
Yeah, maybe I'll hate him later.
But like it's just so weird going backwards for me. It's being like it's still not the doctor that I know yet, you know? It's like it's kind of
Is
weird.
it really like a switch into
Oh
season
yeah.
25 where Dragonfire, friendly, funny guy, revelation,
Remembrance.
remembrance of the Doctor, I'm dark and edgy.
Just you wait. Because of course, yeah, he always keeps that humor. Sylvester McCoy can't not be funny and comedical. Like, but there is that darkness element, which isn't really present here. You never think that there's something up to this doctor. He's more like your friendly doctor, you know?
Yeah. He still feels very straightforward.
It's still very much the typical doctor in this. There's nothing really too much to like describe like, oh, this is what's different about the Seventh Doctor. And at least and we'll see if they change that at all throughout season 24. But so far, the Seventh Doctor is very much in that typical the season 24 Seventh Doctor is in that typical like Doctor category, which of course makes sense 'cause as the reactionary towards Colin Baker.
Yeah, toned down, but still interesting in a way like Davison wasn't at this point. Probably just the actor's personality is just more interesting.
Yeah, and also, like, there's something to, like, that moment where, like, at the end, he's like, "Well, he's maybe he'll talk to me because I'm, like, the smartest one here," and it's just like, you buy that Sylvester McCoy is the smartest one in the room, you know? Like, he just
Yeah,
has that quality to him that you're like, "Oh, yeah, you are a man from the outer space," where, like, someone like a Peter Davison doesn't really have that. He just seems like an average man.
yeah. And he's very curious and inquisitive, and
Yeah,
I think it's funny to have just skimming through the story again at the very
yeah.
beginning and at the very end. There's like some kind of metal object, like a pole. Couldn't tell you what it was, but
Hmm,
well, he like greets it, tips his hat. You can never be sure.
hmm.
Life comes in many forms.
But let's talk about the Kang then.
Yes.
The Kings are like is the first thing we get introduced to in this story of this world.
First sense that this is
Um,
not paradise after all.
no. What did you think of the Kings?
Interesting. Some like, I mean, I guess it's just dystopian, but I specifically got like Mad Max vibes from them.
Yeah.
With, they're these children who grew up in this non society. They have primitive ways of acting and speaking, but it's all like slang. They're like, I don't
Yeah, they're
know.
very much like Clockwork Orange, where like they
Haven't
have
seen
their
the
own but they have their own language
ice
almost. They
hot.
they speak English, but like they have their own slang.
Did you cringe a little bit whenever they say unalive?
Well, like, yeah, that's it's so funny in modern context because we all use it from the internet standpoint of it, and it's so funny that they're using it in 1987, not knowing the context that that would have in 2026.
Yes.
No, I really find it interesting, like the ones that I named. Like one of them is named Fire Escape, and
Mhm.
one is called Bin Liner.
It's just
It's
like
like,
they see the words
yeah,
on the wall and they ascribe that to themselves.
which is so that's so funny to me, and also so interesting. Of like that's why I was saying about like the road building of the story. Like a lot of other Doctor Who
Oh, yeah,
stories
great
of
world
that we've seen
building.
recently doesn't really have anything that like that. That's like no, the writer of this story, Stephen Wyatt, really did think about this world overall, and the Kangs having names like that does make you feel like this world's bigger than what we see on the screen. Like, I wonder how the novelization of this would be. I wonder if that's better than the story
It
itself.
might
I wonder
be.
if he really goes into like the world building and stuff.
The,
'Cause I feel like the story feels like he has everything fleshed out in his head.
yeah. We do get the Blue Kang leader gets a name in the novelization of Drinking Fountain.
That's hilarious. I feel like this is a story that definitely would have room for it to grow and to be able to flourish. Where some of them, it's like, no, this is just a good story, and there's nothing really to adapt here to change. But this is a story where you could definitely imagine he's like, all right, I'm gonna change this from this doesn't really work on TV, so I'm gonna change this in the book. And like, there's some gonna be some things there where if you read it and your imagination in your head's gonna be grander than what they could do in TV budget in 1987.
Absolutely. There's definitely a lot that could be fleshed out here.
So Ben, let's talk about one of the most controversial things about this episode, which is Richard Breyer's performance as the chief caretaker. A lot of people say he gives a bad performance this episode. What did you think of his performance and the character overall?
Uh, I don't think he gives a bad performance. I think it's not necessarily inspired. I don't think it's, you know, not anything we haven't seen before. Like this isn't
Yeah,
as interesting as say the president from
Vengeance on Varys.
Vengeance on Varos. Uh, but I think it's a decent performance. You know, he feels like a dictator. Charlie
It kind of
Chaplin
looks like one
mustache,
too. Is it
notwithstanding.
a Charlie Chaplin mustache, Ben?
Um, his Croagnon performance is a little bit more wooden, but I think it works for him as like half mechanical almost.
Yeah. I vibe with him. Like I can't lie. Not one of those people that's like, he gives a shitty performance. I think he knows what this
Yeah.
is. He sees
Or
the production of this. He read the script. He knows what he's playing it campy because he knows it's campy.
yeah, yeah. And
We're
the
sorry if you wanted a natural performance from this guy. It's like that's not what this story needs. The story needed that wacky performance, that over the top performance.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, maybe he could have toned it down a bit, but I don't know. I think it fits this overall story.
agreed. And then the deputy chief caretaker, did you like him?
Yeah, there's nothing really to say about him.
He seems like a likable guy.
Yeah,
I think I remember the scene of when the doctor uses the rule book against
yeah.
them and steals their wallets. It's like, well, you just stay there for 60 seconds.
I do want to point out something. I do want to point out the score for this episode.
Sure.
Um, Done again by Kef McCulloch. Probably butchering that.
Is that the same one
Um,
as Time in the Ronnie?
Same one as Time in the Running, the same guy who did the composer. But the production notes on this one is that it was supposed to be just the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, but then they couldn't get it, so he had a week to do the final score, and I think you can see that because there's a couple of scenes there where he's just using the Doctor Who theme, and I think it was probably just his leftovers of when he wrote the theme a couple of weeks earlier. So
Mhm.
it's like that scene in particular where he's reading the book to the reading like the rules to that guy. It feels very. It just like plays the Doctor Who theme, and there's a couple times the story does that.
Yeah. Or similar like motifs.
Yeah.
Um,
Which of course is not his fault. He had a week to make the score, but
sure.
like you
I
can
think it
definitely kind of
for
tell.
what it is, I think
And
it
it
works. There
yeah.
wasn't for Time in the Ronnie, there were moments where like, oh, this score does not fit what's happening on screen at all. I never felt
Yeah.
like that for this story. You know, not especially remarkable, but I think it works.
Yeah. So what were you gonna say, Ben?
I was gonna say one interesting thing we can talk about, kind of going along what I was saying earlier with like everyone is in these roles, sticking to them, never straying to them. There's like the rule book as a concept of we have to follow everything to the letter. There's all these barriers, and I feel like this story is trying to say something about over regulation, perhaps,
Yeah.
in the real world.
Yeah, most definitely. But then again, it's like it says a little bit of that, but then it kind of it doesn't. No, it's not like that's what the story is about. It just has that element to it because it's one of those stories that has multiple ideas that's it's trying
Yes.
to grapple with. That is just one of them, and it is an interesting idea. Um, and that scene is very memorable, like you said, of when he's doing that to the caretaker. But yeah, I wish it could have been expounded on more. I would say the story.
Yes. They never say, we're going to kill you, doctor. It's this is a subsection 3. slash
Yeah.
4.2 type execution, whatever. Everything is very systematic.
Best and worst special effect. It's a hard one. Cause like I don't think there's anything that bad about it because like I
I
said, part of the
think
charm of the story is the can't be bad special effects. There's not a special effect that really took me out of the story where I'm like, oh, that's bad. Of course, the one exception probably being the pool robot. Is that the worst special effect in the story?
I would say the worst would be the Croagnon that is just the neon tubes
The
in the fog.
one he calls daddy. I mean, the one that
Yes.
he says, "I'm your daddy." Yes.
Yes. That did not work for me.
Yeah, probably. I'm like looking at a photo of it now, and it's like, yeah, it's bad. But then again, that pool one is also it's like the pool one's very famous for being that bad.
Yeah. The more I think about it, like, these aren't killer robots. I think they are indeed cleaning robots
Yeah,
that have
that's their
been
function.
overtaken. So the fact that they aren't like super ultra evil looking, I think is okay.
But they also some of them are so big that's like you wouldn't have a cleaning robot that big.
It's like the width of the hallway.
Yeah, it's like you would yeah, maybe like you would have one like that, but then you would have smaller cleaning robots and stuff.
Where's the
I think part of
Roombas?
the problem is that some of the robots look very much like big, gigantic robot designs. It doesn't look like anything that's like it's not like it doesn't look like designed. It just looks like, oh, this is what a big robot looks like.
Yeah.
But
Best?
yeah, I would agree with you, Ben. That's the worst. So what's the best? I like that moment where he gets the lead caretaker gets killed and gets turned into
Hmm.
like gets possessed. Like that whole scene does look really good, as well as some of the
Yeah.
sets do are really good this episode as well. Just because it is just corridors and hallways,
Yeah.
so like it's not like that's part of the things that is good about this story is that it doesn't out. It knows its budget constraints.
Yeah.
It's not like all right, let's start with an alien world and
I think it does
yeah.
have a good sense of scale in terms of the sets. Like, if feels like it could be 300 floors. I think there should be more than 10 people if there's 300 floors,
Yeah.
but that's a separate issue. Like, all the resis were coming together and it's two people. All the Kangs and it's five people.
So is the worst special effect the amount of people on screen?
Like,
There's a lot of Kangs though. They spent a lot of money on the Kang budget.
I mean, what is there, like, eight red and five blue? And the one
There's at
yellow
least a
that
dozen of them.
dies?
Ben, that's a lot of people for a classic Doctor Who set.
Actually, I can look at the credits and I can count them. Aside from fire escape, bin liner, and drinking fountain, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. Oh, plus the last yellow. So 24 Kangs we got.
A lot of people for the classic Doctor Who, Ben. So that's thank you. The crew budget, the crew, sorry, the cast, the extra cast is the best special effect for Paradise Towers. Do you agree, Ben?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Well, how to make the story better? How to make Paradise of Towers better? Is it just giving it more money?
Yeah, I think you have a great concept here. I think if they made it today, it could have been a really great episode.
Yeah. But again, like that's also a problem I was thinking. It's like, do you make it shorter? Does this work better as a three-potter? That we're gonna get two three-potters after this. It's like,
We
should this have been a
are.
three-potter? Would this have worked better as a three-potter?
I think
Because
there
there's definitely stuff you could cut this episode.
yes, there's plenty enough of running around where you could cut some out. But I think it's fine as a four-parter. It doesn't overstay its
Yeah.
welcome.
No. But you could definitely imagine a world that they cut some of the filler out and it's a much
Yeah.
more tighter story.
I guess we'll see if Delta and the Bannermen or Dragonfire could have used an extra part.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, Ben, give us the cliffhangers.
Alrighty. Number one, uh, the chief architect, or number one, the doctor has been captured by the caretakers. The chief caretaker states that the doctor is the great architect. Hooray, he's back. Now kill him.
But also they say, "All hail the great architect! All hail
All
the great
hail the great
architect!"
architect.
And I was thinking, like, did Robert Sherman take this for Frobisher? Was that a holy terror? Was that a reference to Paradise Towers?
I mean, I don't think all hail is a unique
I don't
saying.
know. Doctor Who fans are crazy, man. I don't. Maybe Robert Sherman was thinking about Paradise Towers while writing Holy Terror.
There's perhaps some similarities. Similar, like, we're stuck in this role. It's inevitable.
Yeah,
The turning of the machination, the whatever,
yeah.
you know.
I feel like Robert Sherman would like Paradise Towers.
Yeah. Uh, Number two, Tabby and Tilda reveal that they wish Mel to stay forever, and they
Oh
throw a net
no!
over her, and Mel screams.
Don't you always love your at handy net?
Yes, that she was like knitting. And then three, the chief caretaker is consumed by Croagnon, and then one of the cleaners grabs the doctor by the throat.
Yeah.
Which is the best?
Honestly, 3 solid cliffhangers there, I would say. There's not like
I think
sometimes there's
three
like one really bad one or 2 or all of them are really bad, but these 3 are all pretty decent.
decent being the important word. I don't think any of them are exceptional, but they all work.
Yeah. But what's the best one?
As someone who saw the cannibal thing from a mile away, the thing I really like in a cliffhanger is the not the how is he going to get out of this one? It's the
Yeah.
wait, what? That changes everything.
Yeah.
And the best one for that might be one.
But 1 and 3 also had that because 3 like, "All right, where is this gonna go now?"
Mm,
But yeah, I would agree with you. Like, I don't know. I like the part 3 cliffhanger. I think the part 3 cliffhanger is really good.
fair enough. Cam, how would you rate Paradise Towers?
This is a hard one, on a first time watch because I could imagine a world that as a second watch of it, I might like it more or might not like it as much. So it's hard for me to rate this for my first time watch because I feel like this is a story that I might appreciate more, depreciate more on a second watch. So it's like I think I'm gonna go 7.4 for this. That might be too high or might be too low, but that's how I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7. It's good.
Yeah.
For an average rating of 7.2. And in the Doctor Who magazine polls, in 2023, Paradise Towers ranked 10th of 12, and in each prior ranking, it was 11th. So 10th place puts it above Delta and the Bannermen, but below Silver Nemesis.
And
Did
in
you like
2014
Silver
last time,
Nemesis more or less, would you say?
I haven't watched Zero Nemesis in full, so I can't say
Oh,
that.
you haven't? Oh,
No.
I thought you had seen all of 25.
No, I've not. So for 2020 and 2014, last time they did a full poll, it ranked 230. Below it is Meglos, which I think is Meglos in this is pretty fair. They're pretty
Yeah,
much the same
yeah.
camp.
Like
And above it is the Doctor,
so
Widow, and the Wardrobe, which is crazy. The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe is one of the worst stories ever. I would put that in the same category as like Time of the Rani and the Twin Dilemma. For so like the fact that that's higher is insane, and also higher than that is the King's Demons, which this is better than the King's Demons
yeah, yeah, I would say so.
and Warriors of the Deep. That's crazy. That's crazy, people. What were we thinking in 2014, guys? What were we thinking?
Warriors of the Deep is higher?
Yeah,
That's crazy. That was so bad.
it was.
Do you miss
So join us
Pertwee?
next week. Dalton the Bannerman.
Dalton the Bannerman.
Let's go.
Let's go. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Peace out, everyone.